And reactions are trailing the release of activist and presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore after a federal high court in Abuja granted him a 200 million naira bail, freeing him from Kuje prison after 9 days in custody. The court restored his bail with two sureties. One, a traditional ruler from his community, and another who owns property in Abuja. Speaking after his release, Sowore spoke about his arrest and his experience with the DSS and the political terrain. Let's take a look.
The person who started this whole thing, who was put in charge directly to do this, is the DG of DSS, Tosin Ajayi. So what is he going to investigate? He wants to tell you that he didn't know. I spent an hour in the basement. They held me to ransom at gunpoint after I was abducted from the fourth floor, and they forced me into an elevator, a judge's elevator, pointed gun at me inside the elevator. But when I got downstairs, I said, you people are foolish. You have done this before, it didn't work. Why are you repeating? But you know, we are talking about zombies and people who are trying to impress those in power. If it was Atiku that was detained for political reasons, I will be the one leading the struggle here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If they did it to Peter Obi, I will be the one leading the struggle there. All of them are like, it's a Sowore now. Yeah.
No wahala.
In fact, they didn't know that this legislation will come. I think it came the day I was also sent to prison.
Yes, rejoicing.
Yes. When I was sent to prison, some of them were rejoicing. Then they registered their party. And some of them, they were sending messages to me in prison that Sowore, they have registered our party. I said, but I'm in prison. How is it that you trust? How is it that you trust the guy who's in prison to fight for you when you, who is free, cannot fight for yourself? Revolution now!
Revolution now. Sowore must deposit his passport pending the determination of the case. And the DSS continues to prosecute him for describing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a criminal on social media, with Sowore pleading not guilty. 9 days in Kuje prison for a social media post. The debate over free speech versus criminal defamation is louder than ever online. And I'll take Mazi's post, Rufai, before I come to you. Mazi wrote, Sowore appears to be enjoying this kind of attention, while those in power seem arrogant and lacking in clear priorities. A government without focus is likely to become distracted by unnecessary issues instead of addressing the country's most pressing challenges. Our kidnapped students and teachers are still in the bush. Nigerians are hungry, dying from malnutrition, and taxpayers' money is being wasted chasing shadows. Nigeria needs a government with clear plans and a strong commitment to improving the welfare and security of its citizens rather than expending energy on matters of no national importance. I particularly liked that post on X as well.
All of this is all politics. And like that post said, it's over 45 days now the kids are still in Ibadan.
Yes.
We live in a country, Orji, where politicians now aid bandits in pilgrimages. We thought when the man from Katsina was saying it, he was wrong, until the Minister of Interior said that they arrested some bandits when they were coming back from Hajj pilgrimage. All right? Mm-hmm. So when I was talking about state police, and I was saying that we live in a state where any criminal can just get into power and reverse all of this. Some people are already sending messages, why are you calling politicians criminal? I'm not calling them criminal. But look at it. Look at the cases of the frolicking with bandits and all of that. That one is not enough. We live in a society where there's a lot of pain, hunger, penury. Our citizens are being hurt in South Africa. We are struggling to bring them back home. That one is not the political. It's Sowore that is the problem, because he called the president names. Like I said, I don't believe in name calling. But I have asked Dr. Abati, when Goodluck Jonathan was president, somebody call him a drunken fisherman sailor, or what did they say? They didn't see. What's your all manner of names. In fact, people even carry his coffin, a mock coffin, when his mother is still alive. His mother saw those things. So it is all of this. And see the way they've been able to push Sowore in. They quickly varied his bail. They did an arrangement to ensure they incarcerate the man. Is he not still out today? So what have they gained? when the nation has pressing issues. And Oji, we are in the same country where people that are truly being tried for corruption are moving freely around. We have a country where there are big corruption scandals going on that nobody's even talking about. So, Oji, let's keep deceiving ourselves. The joke is on all of us.
All right. We told you. Yes, go ahead.
They didn't just bury Sowore's bill. What Justice Umar said, Mohammed Umar, was that on June 17, when Sowore, on I think June 12 or so, or June 11 or so, when Sowore and his legal team were supposed to appear in court, they did not appear in court. And the court was not informed that they would not be there. So on June 17, when they showed up, he decided to revoke the bill. And there had been an issue with that court. Sowore's lawyers having asked Justice Umar to recuse himself. So perhaps the learned judge assumed that this was a contemptuous act, because having said, I don't want you to be over my case, he may interpret it as contempt. And he then said, okay, if you cannot give any detailed explanation, then be remanded in the Kuje Correctional Center. But now he has restored the bill, and he has gone a step further to say he should be released from the Correctional Center on the basis that it could be handed over to his lawyers pending the time he fulfills the bill. That's the context. Not that the judge just took a decision to revoke the bill. And bail is given, court bail is at the discretion of the court.
All of this is still high-handed, Dr. Abati. Let's be.
No. You said
wait. Now let me finish. All of this is still high-ended. I'm happy you said with your own mouth they have told the judge to recuse himself because they cannot trust his judgment. He still insisted to take the case because they have interest in that case. This is the same judge, let me read to you, that ordered Sowore's lead counsel, Masha Abubakar, to kneel down during a hearing.
Those are some of the issues. That
to kneel down during it. What kind of country are we practicing? What is this? What is this we are doing to ourselves? Yes. What is this? Yes. Circles. What is this?
Yes.
Let's continue.
All right.
It will touch all of us one day.
All right. You know, we told you we will be reading your comments. So I'll take one post on Lekeleke right now. And Joe Abdul wrote on Lekeleke saying that repeatedly calling anyone a criminal with so much disdain does not amount to fair speech. It is malicious. Boldness shouldn't amount to arrogance. Sowore is an adult. He should learn to act like one. So that's a post on Lekeleke. You're itching to speak, I know that, but should I take Peter Obi's story and then you can comment on both stories? Yes, I mean, okay, go ahead with your footnote. Yes,
I think it's important to highlight one thing that he said around the other opposition parties that didn't come out to speak when this happened to him, because one of the things that we talk about is this is not just an attack in quote or a Sowore issue alone. We're waiting for the judgment of the court with regard to the Cyber Crimes Act, because like we often say, it could happen to anyone.
Yes, no.
It could happen, and that is why people cannot afford to keep quiet. It's not just looking for support system. It is just challenging areas where it seems like they are gagging the opposition, there's an attack on the opposition, and it can happen to anyone. And that's why he said tongue-in-cheek that whilst he was dealing with his own, there were the registering parties. And these are some of the things we've said as a threat to democracy, where it seems like there is state capture, and part of that is by going after opposition parties and opposition candidates.
Ayo, God bless you. Has anything happened to Justice Lifu since that judgment that the Court of Appeal came out to say was shambolic? And when we talk about judiciary, we are trying
to make it. It's not just about one individual.
All right, we're still reading your comments on social media. Please do send your comments, and this is an interactive show as well. Well, all right, more on politics. NDC presidential candidate Peter Obi is calling on INEC to publish the academic certificates of all candidates seeking elective office, arguing that transparency strengthens democracy and builds public trust. Peter Obi made the request in a post on X after completing his INEC nomination form. He stated in part that while completing his form, Section E, question 6 was, have you ever presented a forged certificate to INEC? Again, the answer is either yes or no. This raises another important question. Why shouldn't INEC, in the interest of ensuring that our leaders are exemplary in following the rules and to strengthen public confidence in our electoral process, publish the academic certificates and credentials submitted by every candidate seeking elective office? Transparency strengthens democracy and builds public trust. Nigeria's problems are too serious for politics as usual. It is time for leadership defined by competence, character, capacity, compassion, and commitment to service. I mean, Peter Obi is saying it should not be politics as usual. I mean, Ayo, go ahead.
So I read that statement and I
where's the stone going?
The stone is defamatory.
No. Beyond the stone, there was another question he asked in that particular post that I thought was quite interesting. Right. He said when they asked that, are you of sound mind?
Yes.
He said he
that one too.
Yes. that are we really of sound mind? And it's funny but very serious that if we're of sound mind, how can we continue business as usual when we have a number of our children having spent about 46 days in captivity, and we continue, where people cannot go about their usual duties because of the trauma that we faced based on insecurity. And so he said, he paused, that truly are we of a sound mind? It's true, because there's almost a syndrome where we have become beholden or we become used to what ought not to be. Things that ought to be bad governance, will spend days debating about it, whether or not it's good or not. We have people coming to defend the indefensible at times. And so that was quite an interesting thought, I thought, that he posed out there. But on this matter of transparency, absolutely spot on. In the interest of strengthening democratic principles and ensuring that we change or upgrade the quality of our leadership and the leadership process, it's only fair that we have transparency across board. And I add to that, not just their certificates, their health, the state of their health. If you're going to get any job, any high level, high paying job, you'll go through medicals, and that is a key part of whether or not you'll be considered for employment. If we're going for the highest position, at least one of the most important positions in the land, the people deserve to know your academic credentials, to let us know that yes, you went to school, all the things that you're qualified to lead the largest black nation, and the largest country on the African continent. Then beyond that, of course, is declaration of assets. Oh gee, we keep saying that this person is donating this person has this amount of money. Where is the money coming from? And when you trace the person's background, the only thing they've done is politics. There's no family history of wealth. There's no inheritance that made you magically rich. So these are some of the things that if we're not serious about tackling, we're not going to be serious about the kinds of leaders that we have, and we'll continue to see the bottom barrel lead a group of people who are intellectuals, people who go around the world and do great things. Very important questions, and INEC has a case to answer.
I guess it's the process, but I think that he's making valid points as to how to scrutinize the credentials of presidential candidates. Well,